This shit hot, boy.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we headed for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun. Oh, living lively. Everybody tryna ride my wave, they can ride me. Pull up in a foreign to the curb, looking icy. I ain't never stressed about a fit, I'm a hype it. I don't want more friends, it's a problem. I be living like a king since I hopped in. Yeah, my foot is in the bins, yeah, I'm riding with a gang. Yeah, I hit a hard lick, I'm the top shit. Yeah, bought a two-seater, it's a Beamer, more than 100 racks. BB's Aquafina, I be iced, I don't ever cap. First name D like on my back, yeah, we automatic. Ice cream reefer, hold it up, yeah, we feeling gas. Driving with a top going 100, running flow with her. Riding with my shawty, yeah, I knew I had to flow with her. Looking like a bottle, shawty bad, yeah, she know what's up. Looking at the stars, yeah, the stars on.
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? It's your host, the Gamesman, host of Pokemart TCG, back in the house, guys, for another awesome video. What's going on, my dudes, my guys, my girls? What is going on? Happy Monday to everybody, guys. What is going on, my Pokemart family? Your boy is back, and guys, we got an interesting, very interesting topic of discussion for today. Something that I wanted to really talk about. It's another video, like I said, I got a lot of videos that I got that's wrapped up in my brain that I like to throw on the table, guys. This was one that I've been contemplating on putting out, how I wanted to go about it, and I got a very interesting video, guys. Like the topic says, guys, can you invest, or can you invest in Pokemon cards, sealed, single products that can literally help you retire early, or even help you leave your job and pursue the hobby even full time? And, you know, with all this investing, guys, that everybody's doing, all these investing channels coming up, talking about investing in Pokemon, even myself, you know, it puts a lot of things on the table that a lot of people's eyes are probably like, you know, a lot of people's minds are open, like, can I really go full time, pursue even selling Pokemon cards full time from the house, open up streams, and do this full time, even on like ripping ships and sell on eBay and do Amazon and sell on Mercari and all types of different areas where you can, this hobby is opened up to, along with sports cards, the same thing, comic books, the same thing, video games, guys. The market is so wide, so vast, and it comes to mind, guys, that can you actually do this full time and create a passive income, or even retire from your job and do Pokemon card selling and invest for an early retirement? It's something that's been on my mind and something that I plan on doing. And so it brings this to the table, guys, to make this possible. Can you do this, guys? Because this is something that I'm looking to do. And it comes to the table that it's good that we talk about this because, you know, there's so many doorways, so many opportunities for anybody. Each and every one of you have an opportunity that knocks on your door, whether you take it or leave it. Everybody comes to the table with something to put on the table, to put on a chopping block. On YouTube, we got different creators talking about this, talking about this. Some of them are steering you guys on the right path. Like I'm trying to take you guys on the right ride. I don't want to be that channel that's misinterpreting or helping or having you guys misunderstand the market and trying to manipulate anything. I'm just coming to you straightforward, telling you how it is, and I'm living the life. I'm living the life that I'm telling you all about. And this is something that, you know, it hits home for a lot of people that, you know, does it take a business-minded person to open up a card shop? Can anybody do this? And, you know, guys, I have video here of a YouTube creator I'm going to put in front of you guys to listen, but I wanted to put my piece on the table for you guys to actually think about. And there's other YouTube channels that we talked about on yesterday's stream, because it's very important. Let me see if I can even come up with that. Let me see if I can even find that list. of those YouTubers. So give me a minute, guys. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's kind of, you know, crazy. Guys, you know, before we can go forward, we're even going. Guys, I'm going to put this on the table for channels that, if you're considering about this being possible, all right, all things set aside, you really need to, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself because I know myself. I know I have a passion and I have a drive that is unrivaled by anybody. I mean, anybody cannot steer me off the path that I'm on because I have a mind that is focused on business, all right? I have a business mind, all right? And no matter what comes before me, I always ride the storm no matter what it is. And I come out on top no matter what storm comes before me. You got to be able to ride these storms, guys, if you decide to go into any kind of business aspect, good or bad. You got to be able to rival the storms, all right? And like I said, anybody can open up a shop, but you need to operate it effectively and in the right manner. And you got to go about it in the right steps. If you take steps the wrong way, guys, you can just bankrupt your business, bankrupt your dream, and then literally just throw in a towel. So I'm not here to have you guys say, I'm going to open up a shop tomorrow, I'm going to do just like this guy, because everybody's passion is different. Everybody's drive is different. Everybody's mental, physical body, people can endure more. Other people can endure stuff where other people have mental awareness issues, all right? I'm not saying that that's a handicap, but other people are affected differently when it comes into business and where it comes to where you got to make decisions. And making those decisions, whether they're good or bad, that may rival your business or have you shut the doors and never open another business. Everybody is affected differently when it comes into like opening a business. And I said you have to be a strong-minded person, be able to weather the storms. You know, even when you create a YouTube channel, you're going to have to ride those waves with the haters. You're going to have to ride the waves with the people that don't agree or disagree with you. You're going to have to ride those waves, guys. And you have to be able to stand fast and believe in yourself when it comes to creating a YouTube channel and even going forward to even operating a business. All right? Because there's a lot of stress that can come forward on someone, and it's only so much that people can bear. But other people can bear a lot more than other people. Other people take it and they just fall apart. And marriages fall apart because of business. And, you know, you got to be in a two-hand fold with this person. Like, your wife got to know everything. You know, you got to talk this over with your wife that, you know, if you're making a decision to go and do a business, that they're on par with you guys. That your other half is on par, that they know what you're doing, that you're not doing things behind closed doors and making decisions without going to the other side of the fence and talking to your other partner, whether it's, you know, your wife or your business partner, because people go into business with each other, with other people, and sometimes that could mess up the business too, because that other person doesn't want to agree with. All of a sudden now you're not on the same page, and then that person wants you to buy them out, and then you're in the business by yourself. So physically, stress levels can be very high, tensions can be very high, and it could rival your business, have you shut the doors. So guys, this is crazy, but you know, can you actually operate a Pokemon shop? Can Pokemon cards in general actually help you retire and, you know, retire early, or even retire from your job, or even have you leave your job to chase your dreams and chase the hobby and go full time, guys? This is a topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's on the chopping block for myself because it is a decision that I am bearing on, and I'm making sure that I have everything in the proper place, guys. That means money in the bank, money to finance my business, all right? And I want to make business-minded decisions, guys, because it's ultimately going to affect my business, because I'm going to be hoping to profit from my business, to continue to chasing my dream on either YouTube, Instagram, whatnot, chasing my dreams, guys. And it's a big decision that comes to the chopping block. But I came across this video that I wanted to share with you guys. And anybody who might be thinking about, this thing, can Pokemon cards, because we came off this big hype, guys, and this big hype, this big ride with Pokemon cards, with even the market being manipulated, even PSA cards being manipulated in a way where fake cards and stuff were coming up in PSA graded form, and all these content creators, drawing into the hype, and even helping the Pokemon companies sell more products, because actually YouTube channels help. We're out here telling you there's shortages, and we can't find Pokemon cards, and that actually influences other people that are out there riding around, and they're grabbing any Pokemon cards they could find in the stores, because everybody was afraid they weren't going to have Pokemon cards to do for their openings for their channel. So we actually helped Pokemon actually dry out a product. So, a whole bunch of things affect the market, guys. And, the ultimate question is, if you are deciding to go in full-time, or even try to retire early from Pokemon sales, you might have been in the business even as an LGS store, or even as a mom and pop store, pop-up, selling secondhand cards that you bought from, having a flea market of your own or whatever, and selling in a flea market. Now you want to open a shop. These things bear burden on, whether you can go like, can you retire from Pokemon cards early? Can you retire in general from selling Pokemon cards? And actually, can you actually leave your job, or, have a mindset to leave your job to pursue Pokemon cards as a full-time gig, even if you're not even making YouTube money. Like I said, I'm not making YouTube money, but can that still be possible, guys, that you even leave your job and still profit from Pokemon cards? What I want to say is, before I even give you guys an answer to that question, is a lot of things play part, guys. And like I said, I had to give you my 2 cents. You guys got to have a good head on your shoulders. All right, a good business mind set. You got to have a steps that's going to get you from point B or point Z. That means being at the bottom before you even get into a shop ownership, or planning on retiring early or whatever. You're at point Z, and you want to get to A. So there's steps that you're going to have to take to get you there, and you're going to have to go through these steps, and it's going to take money. Is one of the steps, guys. It's going to take money that you're going to have in the bank, to rely on solely, to live off. How are you going to, and then you have to have money to finance your business, to buy products, right? So you're going to have to finance that, and you have to have a concept of how you're going to draw a paycheck. Like, how are you going to pay yourself for what you're doing in your business, right? So, you're going to have those strategies into play, and always have like backup plans. In case a business fails, right? It's always great to have a backup plan. And guys, there's nothing wrong with a backup plan. You got to have those backup plans. What I would say, guys, is even before you think about that, have money put aside, saved up, that enough that you're going to be able to live off. Even have like emergency funding. You should be building this even while you have your full-time job. You should be building a security net. Have a security net. Have money in the bank in case of emergency that's outside of the paycheck that you're going to draw from, the money that you have in the bank, and the money that you're looking forward to making, from, your selling of products and stuff. So you got to put a system in play. I would have an emergency fund on top of that, guys, that in case something happens, that maybe you have a death in the family, you have to fly out, or you have to have you got a business thing, you have to, a business meeting with somebody that you're meeting out of state or in another country that you have to go meet, that's going to help propel your business and take it to the next level. And you have to go out to, put that deal together. That you have this funding, guys, emergency funding for emergencies, 6 months to a year income on top of money you have saved in the bank for your business adventure, and monies to actually pay you until you start profiting from your business. It's a lot of things to take in play, guys. You have to have steps in play, guys, to get this, get that motion to even retire early. To even think about retiring early, you're going to have to set some steps in order first to even start thinking about that. These are things that I already been started to put into effect long before I even started my YouTube channel, because I was in a flea market where I was profiting money, guys. I'm making almost $1,000 in flea markets. I've been in business since 1995, with the flea market, and still to this current time. I'm not in a flea market, but, I do have my eBay and, Amazon accounts. I do have other streams of income that I can generate money from. And it's always a good to align yourself up with other ways to get money attributed to that, help you get to those steps a lot earlier. And that helped me, guys, to help me to propel this channel, to do the way I buy products and stock and invest into products. I'm able to put a lot of money into buying and investing Pokemon products. It's the steps that I took prior to doing this channel. All right. I took the precautions early out and setting it up for the big picture on what I'm trying to do. And guys, you have to formulate a system, guys, before you even contemplate on leaving a job, considering saying going Pokemon is you're going to be able to retire early. It's a great concept, guys, but you really got to look at the big picture. Pokemon is a high risk, but it's also a high reward. And like I said, you're going to have to take on a lot of responsibility. You're going to have to know what you're talking about, know what you're buying. You got to know these products, and and you got to be ready. Expect the worst, but also, if you have a dream, live out that dream. Build upon that dream. Get that dream. Get ready to live your dream. So while you are out there daydreaming about having your own business and doing things to have, if you're deciding to open up a shop or open up a car dealership, whatever your business that you are thinking about, all right, take the proper procedures, guys, before you make the ultimate step. All right. So, guys, with that said, guys, can Pokemon cards, can you retire early from Pokemon cards? Can you actually leave your job and chase the hobby of Pokemon cards, and make money and all of that? Well, I'll give you my answer later on in the video, but I want to give you guys some channels that, if you're considering stuff like that, to actually go full-time into Pokemon cards and investing in stuff, guys, you need to check out these channels. All right, so guys, one channel I highly recommend you guys to check out, Danny Phantom. All right, anybody thinking about investing in Pokemon cards, anybody thinking about buying sealed and holding sealed long term, guys, and I'm talking about short term. All right, long term, you definitely need to check out these channels, guys. Danny Phantom, as it's spelled, Danny Phantom, D-A-N-N-Y, Phantom, P-H-A-N-T-U-M-P. Check out his channel. Does a great analysis on pull rate data, reprints on product. Straightforward. Gives it to you as it is. All right, so definitely check out his channel. Another channel I highly recommend you guys check out. Another great channel, Eli over there at Pokemart USA. Go check him out. He is the data specialist where you're going to get data, guys, on, Pokemon sealed product, whether it's good to invest in, what you should be buying. Guys, the channels that I'm saying, guys, that I'm announcing on my YouTube channel, they're not sponsoring me to say this, but I'm just telling you their words of wisdom will help you to grow your business and your investing, okay? Nostalgia-nomics, that is Nostalgia, nomics, N-O-M, that's N-O-M-I-C-S. Go check him out. Another investment in Pokemon cards, sealed products. Check out the channel. Check out the content. Northwoods TCG, guys. These are some other channels, guys. Great channels. Another channel that talks about investments on Pokemon cards, sealed products. He recently did a podcast with Danny Phantom, I believe it was, or in Pokemart USA. I believe one of those, or maybe all three of them. He did, I think it was a quad, a four-way podcast they did. All right. I know Northwoods was on there with Pokemart, I think, USA, Eli, and a couple other guys was on there. I think Knowledge Pokemon or something like that. Another guy is TCG Funhouse. Gives you guys 5 undervalued cards, singles, and sometimes they give you a group of cards. On Mondays, he usually give you those undervalued cards in his eyes that are undervalued Pokemon cards that, based on the price, guys, you should be snapping up these cards because they may have a great investment for the long term. All right. That is TCG Funhouse. Another guy I want to shout out, because these are channels that I watch, guys, is Poke Vault. Sean over there, another guy who has great inspiration, great channel as well. Gives you a great insight, guys, on products that you guys should be focusing on when you're considering investing in Pokemon cards. All right? So definitely check those channels out. Now, another channel, guys, where we're going to go into the video. And before I do, I just want to say, what's up, PTC Trader? Dude, what's going on? PTC Trader, I shipped out your figure. Your Pikachu figure has been shipped out. Matter of fact, I'll give you the tracking numbers. You can track them online. You can track your package. So PCT Trader, write down these tracking numbers, man. I'm going to give you the tracking numbers right on the live, right here on the live before we go into further on the thing. You can track your package at www.usps.com, guy. So 9500 1132 2463 2094 317622. Go check it out on USPS.com. You can track that package, man. I just shipped it out. All right, I was in conversation with Rob Scott, another YouTuber that won our part of the week giveaway last night. All right, go check out, go check out that channel. Go check out my channel for that. But guys, before we go any further, guys, I want to share this video here, and you guys can listen in. I don't care how long the videos are, but I just found that this video will greatly help those that are considering, maybe can Pokemon, is what I'm talking about, true? This is, you can go check out this.
I'm Ava, and let's talk about Pokemon. Today's topic is something that is very near and dear to my heart. We're going to be talking about the FIRE movement and in relation to trading cards, because my channel is, of course, a lot about investing or speculating, if you will, in trading cards. So I wanted to discuss whether or not this could fit into that movement. Before I get into this, I do want to say that this is not financial or investment advice. Of course, you already know that. This is just for informational and entertainment purposes only, but I think this will be a really fun video. There's definitely a lot to cover here, so I'm not going to be able to go over everything in detail because there's so much. This could be a 3-hour video, but I'm going to try and be as concise as I can. So first, I want to start with an explanation of FIRE because everyone watching might not necessarily know. So first up, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. So basically the people who are followers of this kind of mindset are people who want to be able to be financially independent. That's the more important part for a lot of people, not just the retiring early. Financial independence effectively means that you have the money and specifically passive income that you don't need to work anymore to maintain your lifestyle and to survive, basically. So it revolves a lot around investing and saving. The people who do this save a lot of money, upwards of 50%, and this is something that I've been interested in a long time and make a lot of my life decisions based around, so it's something I care about a lot. If you're interested in learning more about this, I am going to have some links in the description to some articles explaining all the topics in this video, and also I would recommend this podcast by the Mad Scientist, which is the Financial Independence Podcast. It's a really great resource, and it's just a nice listen when you're doing anything else. It's not super intensive, but it's really enjoyable to listen to. It's a lot of anecdotal experience. And I just want to kind of elaborate what financial independence can mean, even if you're not retiring. It gives you a safety net to do anything you want, really, which I think is so powerful. And it really eliminates that fear, and it's all about being fiscally responsible, which is something I think is really important, and especially in schools isn't talked about enough at all. Think about it. You could go travel the world if you wanted to. You could pursue some sort of business idea that you have no idea if it will succeed, and you don't have to worry about generating income in the short or long term. And a lot of it is about self-determination, you know, getting out of the rat race, that type of thing. Not sure if everyone here believes in that, but I think that it is really, really a powerful idea and something that I aspire to personally. So next up, I'm just going to explain it a bit more, kind of how it works. So there are two types of FIRE mainly, which is lean FIRE. This is basically people who want to live a minimalist lifestyle, and they don't need a lot of money to get by. They can spend maybe $25,000 or less per year. Oftentimes this is going to be in like more rural areas that these people will live, or maybe they will travel to Asia, that type of thing, where you can kind of get by pretty cheaply. And so this requires avoiding lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is where your expenses rise as your income rises. So this could be due to a keeping up with the Joneses mentality, or just spending more because you have more to spend. And then fat FIRE is for people who want to achieve financial independence but want to maintain their current lifestyle without having to make any sacrifices. I use that word in quotations because what's a sacrifice to someone definitely isn't to another person. So when I say living expenses vary wildly, I mean it can range from, you know, $50,000 in some people's mind up to like, you know, $1 million on the very, very high end. And then barista FIRE, I just wanted to have a note in here, is kind of an in-between where you have the money to retire, but you continue a job, which is usually part-time, purely for some additional income or health insurance, which is really important to most people. And then, so the way that people determine whether or not they have enough money to retire is by the 4% rule. So basically you are able to spend 4% of your nest egg, and you can increase this accounting for inflation every single year. I've done the math here. So for example, if you want to live off of $25,000 a year, you'd need $625,000 saved. This isn't a crazy number for a lot of people. I mean, it is, of course, really a luxury to be able to achieve financial independence. But, you know, there are a lot of stories of people who are school teachers and whatnot being able to do this, which I think is something really amazing. Fat FIRE, let's say you want $100,000, you need $2.5 million. This is a lot more expensive, so this is going to be a lot of people who have higher income jobs going for this type of a goal. But then I want to talk about the 4% rule a bit more because it is contested more and more. Some people think that it is too aggressive of a withdrawal rate because you would have to withdraw that money, or you would have to be receiving dividends. And dividends are not technically necessarily selling your stocks or assets. However, it does take away from reinvestment, because when a company issues dividends, they're basically giving away some of their profits that's not being reinvested. So it is some sort of sale. It's kind of a forced sell unless you're auto reinvesting them, which if you don't need the money, I would definitely recommend you do. And I just wanted to show you here, I kind of have an illustration to show you the risks of the 4% rule. So I moved myself up to the upper left just so you guys can see this table, but this is the worst case scenario, or I guess it could be even worse. These could all be red. But so this is basically, I retire today, the market crashes tomorrow, and I immediately, or over the course of the year or whatever, see a 10% drop, and it's a prolonged period. This isn't just a minor recession that is just a few quarters. That is pretty normal. This is a more severe recession, so this is going to be very possible. But we still have to withdraw our 4%, so that's $72,000 in this case. And that's going to be 72,000 of our 1.8 million that we currently have left. So then we're going to only be left with 1.728 million. So then we have to keep withdrawing, but our nest egg is continuing to go down because we're seeing negative returns. So we have to decrease the amount that we are spending, but we are still losing money in our nest egg. But you can see here in the latter half, in normal period, we would be appreciating because typically the market averages above 4% return, but that's over time. That's not all the time. The periods kind of are very different. You can see a negative return or a positive return that's definitely going to be higher than 4%. So you can see, though, that we have to continue spending money as we lose money, and the 4% decreases. If you were to keep your spending the same at your goal was clearly $75,000. If you kept spending that, you would have lost a lot more than this even. But here you're down to 54,000, and then things start to turn around in year 4, and you save a little bit more, and you slowly go back up, but your spending, has not returned to the same level. It was still about $18,000, $17,000 less than what you were hoping for, and you've cut the value of your nest egg by nearly a third. So that's just kind of an illustration to show why the 4% rule might be a little bit risky and why some people prefer to use a 3% rule. And I have here the values that you would have to have saved for that, and you can see that it requires a bit more saving. So just bear that in mind. And again, this is a complicated topic that a lot of people disagree on, but hopefully, this is helpful for you. And that's 10 years later. So consider 10 years of inflation. This is shrinking a lot in terms of real money. And also, just a note that most people who do this do so in tax-shielded accounts, which are mainly IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks. If you're in a different country, whatever tax-shielded accounts apply to you, because it kind of automatically increases the percent of your returns because you don't have to pay taxes, which is kind of one of the best investments you can make. So, first, which is kind of one of the best financial decisions you can make because it makes it so much easier to profit. So talking about trading cards, this is really, really complicated and hard to distill into this one video and this one slide, but they are clearly a high-risk, high-reward item. They don't have intrinsic value. Everything is subjective. So, if you're looking at this from a value investing perspective, you can find value depending on how you look at it, but objectively, these are only worth what someone is willing to pay. They are not generating income. They are not creating a product unless you consider happiness a product. But that is a lot of risk to take. And the potential to get good returns, you can get that. It's pretty high. But even more than traditional investments, these do not increase linearly. Here I have just shown a couple of examples. I would love to show sealed product, but it's harder to get more accurate data going back further on those. But these same topics do apply, that things don't increase linearly. So here you can see this is a base set Charizard. This is the unlimited version because I think this is a very common chase card for a lot of people. This card trades hands very, very often, so I think that this is a good illustrator. You can see the 10 not nearly as much as the 9 and whatnot, but you can see that it has not increased linearly at all. I think the 9 here is going to be a good illustration because it doesn't have quite as many of those outliers. But you can see, so this would have been the end of 2020. It spiked up an insane amount. And if you were someone who bought it here for around $5,000, you would still be out about $3,000, which is pretty insane. And there's an opportunity cost associated with that as well because you have that $5,000 tied up in that card when you could have invested in other things that could be making you money. So then a more modern card here is the Hidden Fates Charizard GX. This is also an HMN 10. This data is also from Pokeprice.io. I think it's a really great resource. I used to use PokemonPrice.com a lot, but I think that this one has just proven to be a bit more useful, and they have started doing sealed product, which is very appreciated. And they also do raw cards, which is quite amazing. So this card, is worth a lot of money in a PSA 10 or a PSA 9 or even ungraded. But the thing you'll notice When it first came out, it was about $1,300, and then it rapidly declined, and then it went back up to an all-time high here, and now it is currently sitting at a price lower than when it first came out. And this doesn't just go for graded, because you could argue that the population increases a lot. It goes for raw too, because more and more are being pulled. So this applies whether you're talking about graded or raw cards. And these are higher end cards, and with, you know, more mid-range cards, it can vary, potentially even more. But this wax and wane can be very, very stressful for people, and it can trigger a lot of people to sell their cards or make not, you know, rational, objective decisions, which is very understandable, because trading cards are a hobby item. There are a lot of emotions associated with them. Most of us are collecting these because we love them as children, and also when you're thinking about investing in them, you have to be willing to sell them. You know, if you have personal attachments, you might not be willing to sell them when, you know, the time is objectively right, and or you need to. So those things should all really be kept in mind when talking about trading cards. Talking about this risk could be, you know, a really, really long video, but I can't go into everything here. So I just wanted to talk about this quickly. Hopefully you get the gist of this. There are a lot of videos online that talk about this more, so I would really recommend checking those out. There are a lot of channels that talk about these things. We're just highlighting this because it has to be talked about in this video, because the risks are very important. So now we're going to be talking about external risks. So without even thinking about within the Pokemon market, you can step back, and there are much more risks aside from that. So this depends on the continued popularity of the Pokemon franchise. This is the big one. Think about it. You want to live 30, 40, 50 years after you retire, right? Or after you reach financial independence. You're going to be depending on this money for that long. Do you think Pokemon will be popular in 50 years? I don't know. You don't know. 1,000 years from now, it's probably not going to be. So at some point, it's going to stop being popular. So you should keep that in mind. Definitely be willing to sell if you think that the popularity starts to wane. But of course, again, this is a hobby that waxes and wanes, so you really have to be mindful and really kind of, you know, have your fingers on the pulse of the market. And again, another thing this depends on is Nintendo, which is a publicly traded company in Japan. And we're talking about this because Nintendo, you know, it is a company that is doing very, very well. However, that is not necessarily always going to be true. You have to think about macroeconomic factors. And again, these aren't just things that affect the US, it's also Japan. Here, this is around the 2008-2009 recession. This is their income statement. I'm going to have their financial investor relations page linked down below, so if you want to check any of these out. I had to cut it because it was too long to fit on the screen otherwise. But you can see here that in fiscal year 2010, keep in mind that their fiscal year ended in around March of 2010, so this is actually mostly 2009. You can see that there was a massive drop in their revenue here. So this is their net sales, so this is the total value of everything they sold basically before any costs, and you can see it continued to drop. So this could be due to a variety of reasons. Of course, Japan is not the US, so they were affected a bit differently, and also consumer spending habits can change from, you know, things like recessions and whatnot, which is something important to keep in mind because these are a luxury item. And then when we go down to net income, you can see that they decreased a lot. Here it's decreased an insane amount, which is 77,000. This is a much more drastic decrease than looking at revenue. When you think about a company like Nintendo, they have cost of sales, which is COGS, which is another way to call it. But that is much more variable depending on the amount of units sold, but there are a lot of things that are kind of fixed costs. Unless you're laying off a lot of employees, for example, those are going to be fixed costs. You can see SG&A is a relatively fixed cost. So when you see a decrease in income, your net income is going to decrease much more. So that's something important to keep in mind. Talking about the financial statements of a company, again, this could be a very, 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 very long video. A lot of people go to school just for this. But I just wanted to quickly illustrate this. Nintendo's doing a lot better now, so that's great. But again, this could happen again. Nintendo is not recession-proof. Pokemon is not recession-proof just because they did well in the 2020 recession. This has to do with kind of the specific situation that we were in 2020. So what I mean is that was not really even a full-on recession, because it was not really a sustained period with a decline in GDP or anything like that. The market crashed, but it recovered very, very quickly. So a recession is a bit more extreme than that. Again, it's also sustained, so this was not that at all. And the reason it was also so different is it was very much an anomaly. So let me explain a bit more. The people most impacted were blue-collar workers, who were people who would have to go into work. A lot of white-collar workers, who are higher-income people, who would be buying these higher-end collectibles, were still able to work remotely. If anything, a lot of their living expenses went down because they might not have been going out to eat, they didn't have to commute, blah, blah, blah. So the people buying this kind of had more power, especially because of stimulus money being given out. So stimulus money is the closest thing to helicopter money, which is normally like more of a theoretical thing, but it's very similar to that, which is where the government basically throws a lot of money out there to stimulate consumer demand pretty much immediately, which it did, which is very effective. But it also made this situation very different from most recessions, because the people who would be buying these things had more power, and the people who needed to be selling them needed to sell them more quickly. So, for example, a blue-collar worker loses his job, but he needs some money, so he sells his collection. There are going to be a lot more buyers out there clamoring to buy it, and of course people are sitting at home, so they're thinking more about hobbies. Obviously why Pokemon did well in 2020, despite, that rapid drop in the market. That is not a precedent that we should be looking at as reliable. That is, I would say, an outlier. You can see here, Pokemon is not Nintendo. This is not just Pokemon, but it's usually their number one seller. I think I was looking at it and it said Black and White was their number one seller when it came out, and the cards are closely linked to the success of those. And you can see that their net sales went down, which presumably means the units sold went down, and I would guess that the trading cards are correlated with the games. So please bear that in mind. Again, this is a really, really complicated topic, so don't come for me if I didn't talk about everything you want me to talk about. I'm going to make a whole nother video actually about the 2020 situation with Pokemon. So here are some more differences I want to talk about that are ignoring risk that you have to bear in mind when you want to think about having a portfolio with both traditional investments and trading cards. I say both because you should not just have trading cards. Let me emphasize that. Don't just buy trading cards. So here, I just want to talk about, trading cards aren't actually passive. The whole point of FIRE, this financial independence, is that you have passive income. A lot of people who do this, though, are things like landlords because they have rent, but that's not entirely passive either. You have to deal with those things, right? So, depending on who you are and your willingness to continue to put a little bit of time into your income, this I think is still a very valid option for you. But also, there are some really, really great options you can do passively. So you can open up your Roth IRA or your standard IRA or your 401k if you have one, and just throw money into it reliably, consistently every month, which is going to help minimize risk from, as opposed to putting it all in at once when you decide to retire. That's a bit more risky. You can see that both of these have done very, very well. You can see that this here is the Spider S&P ETF. So this has done very, very well. This is since about 2000. It's appreciated 311%, which is very good. And then here is Berkshire Hathaway. So Berkshire Hathaway is an actively managed fund, and then Spider is a passive one because it's just an index fund. You can see they've both done very well. A lot of people actually say that index funds typically will outperform active managers, but that's not always going to be true, of course. So either of these, though, I think are a good option, and you can have a balanced portfolio, and there are a lot of other investment types. Stock picking is a lot riskier, so I would keep that in mind. You really have to know a lot about that type of thing. Another difference is that trading cards are illiquid, so you have to sell and you have to physically ship cards, so that can take time. And also, if you need money, immediately for whatever reason, it could be a health thing, it could just be, some purchase you really want to make, you want to buy a house, you can't immediately convert cards to cash, especially if you need a lot of money, right? So you should bear that in mind, that this definitely should not be your sole source of income once you achieve financial independence, if that is your goal. And again, this requires an entirely different body of knowledge, which requires a big time investment. You need to know a lot about trading cards. That said, if you're watching this video, you probably already know a decent amount. but you also need to know, the card market, and you do need to know some investing fundamentals. So you have to have that knowledge for investing kind of as a foundation. And then on top of that, you need to know about trading cards, and you kind of have to continuously monitor it. So there are people who've done well without this, though. We don't want to be entirely gambling with our nest egg, although there is risk, right? Anyone can buy an ETF in a tax-shielded account and do well over time in the long run. Obviously, there are short-term things that could lead to a negative return, but in the long run, it is shown that the stock market will typically average around a 7 to 8% return. And to do that, you don't need any background knowledge, really. You just need to be willing to save money, which is really, really important for all of this. If you don't have the money to save or able to, it's hard to apply any of this, practically speaking. So save some money. So again, this requires a lot of time. You have to find the best prices when you're buying things, which is not always going to be quick, especially if you are looking at singles as opposed to sealed product. And you need to be discerning, especially online. And also, eBay auctions might be a better bet, but you have to be waiting around and constantly alert for those things. You have to be really mindful of the condition of cards you're buying, or if sealed things are authentic. It's very, very easy to be fooled if you don't know exactly what you're looking at, and even if you do. So some other just quick things I want to talk about are space restrictions, and I'm talking about in your house. Like, my closet is full of trading cards. Not everyone wants that. And like, if you live in a big city, you might not have that much space if you are in an apartment. And another big one is going to be price inconsistency. So you can see here that I searched first edition fossil packs. I can't remember. I think I searched heavy, but I might have searched light. But either way, whichever one, you can see that these don't match. They might not all be perfect matches for my search. But even within the span of less than a month, you can see that there is a lot of price variation. So again, when you're selling, you really have to know what you're selling, and you have to know the best way to sell what you're selling. And keep in mind, there are a lot of fees, eBay fees, shipping fees, all of that do cut into what you would take home. So now, I love this graphic. So now I do want to talk about some advantages to trading cards. The biggest one, I think, is that if this is something you'd already be spending on, if this is your hobby, this can be a way to help you make wiser decisions. So viewing it from a perspective of a potential investment or speculation, if you want to be more cautious with your phrasing. When I say investment, I mean that because when I say investment, I use that because it is the most easily understood word for what we're talking about. You are buying these things with the hopes for a potential return. You should be mindful, though, that you might not get that return. So are you really willing to spend your money on these items even if you don't get the return? You should only really, I think, buy items that you like, unless you're doing this as a business. If this is just a hobby, you should focus on things that you really enjoy. Another thing I will say is that this can help keep your traditional investments more rational. I know a lot of people are tempted to buy meme stocks, options, or just kind of buy companies and stock pick without really, really, really looking at the financials of a company and the fundamentals to figure out whether it's over or undervalued, which is very important. If you don't do that, you're almost certainly not going to outperform. For me, when I am buying trading cards, it's kind of a way for me to have my fun money, my fun investing, if you will, and it's very easy for me to keep my main portfolio very tidy, not making a lot of rash purchases, kind of set it and forget it, which is what I like to do. So again, I will say, if you're watching this video, you probably are knowledgeable about cards already, which gives you a great starting place when we're talking about buying trading cards, hoping for a return. So I think that is something to bear in mind. And again, passion, I think, is the most important thing about this. If you are passionate about this, you are willing to keep going, hunt for deals. You're probably, hopefully, going to be in it for a long haul. That's, again, something to keep in mind. If you were out of the hobby, how long have you been back in it for? Do you think this interest will continue 10 years from now? Is really, really important. But it's basically what's going to be kind of, your motivating factor. It's something that you enjoy doing, which is really, really important for this. It should be something you enjoy doing because it requires a lot of time. And again, if financial independence is your goal, this can be a great way to spend free time, before and after. It's a productive activity you can do. I think it's really fun. And, you know, it's something I like to do now, and I think it's something I will continue to do after I hit financial independence. So then the next question, you know, I really want to ask you guys is, like, does this make you happy? Does it add to your life? And then most importantly, maybe, would you buy these things if you didn't get the return you were expecting? So that last question is really important. I think it's a really good barometer to see whether or not this is something you really enjoy doing, or if it's something that you're doing purely to get money. If you're doing this purely to get money, there are definitely better ways to do so than just trading cards, especially if you are doing this as a hobby. You know, you don't have the capacity of a storefront. And the last point is that the whole point of Fire and this is to improve your quality of life. And if this is adding stress and not improving the quality of your life, you shouldn't be doing it. So over here I have a nice little graphic about quality of life, and you can see that there are a lot of things that relate. Material living conditions, that's kind of financial independence, and economic and physical safety go along with that. But then there's also, you know, leisure and social interactions, productive or main activity, you know, overall experience of life, and like your hobbies and whatnot. So these should all be things that kind of work together to improve your quality of life the most. I think this is a really cute graphic, so I enjoy it for that reason. And then I just wanted to quickly talk about my personal experience, even though I know nobody cares, so I'm including this at the end. If you do like this video, though, you should subscribe to my channel. I put a lot of time into these videos, and hopefully it shows. I'm not sure. So first, this is a hobby for me, not a business. I can only look at it from the perspective of a hobbyist. So, you know, there are certain things I definitely don't know about. I don't know about working with distributors and all of that, so I cannot attest to that. And when I look at my collection, I don't just see, you know, dollar signs. I see a lot of cards I love. I have some cards that I posted on my Instagram over here, even though I don't really like Instagram that much. But my profession also kind of revolves around investing, so it's something that I never get tired of, and, you know, it's something I could talk about or think about all day. And so for me, this is a way to combine two things I love, and kind of a third thing is also I love hunting for good deals. That's something that's been true about me ever since I was really, really young. And another thing that I think is maybe a best practice is to not include my trading cards in my net worth, at least when we're talking about liquid assets. So that's cash and equivalents, because I don't view them as such. And also this kind of makes me work a bit harder and save a bit more, because I am not including them in that. So every time I, you know, spend money on cards, I do still keep in mind my investing goals, and I have like minimum amounts that I want to save, and I still have to hit that. So when I spend money on trading cards, I end up spending less money on other things that, you know, are maybe a bit more frivolous, won't have returns, which are like clothes, going out to eat. Though of course, you know, experiences that are enjoyable are important. But my goal was, before I graduate college, I want to save at least $50,000, and my stretch goal was $100,000. I'm very lucky to have financial aid scholarship, so I'm very, very fortunate in that position, I know. But when I am going towards that goal, I'm not including trading cards. So when I buy things, it makes me have to work harder, and it's been very, very motivating for me, actually. So it's helped me save a lot of money, because, you know, these cards are things that I could sell, and I do know that. So I kind of have more money than I'm really mentally counting myself for. So I think that is a good way to trick your brain into saving a bit more money. And again, this is something that I could never have as a kid. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, but now I'm able to have all of these, you know, really cool cards, and it's really just a lot of wish fulfillment of when I was a kid. And again, this is a hobby, and it's something I enjoy, and I think that nostalgia factor is really, really important for me personally, and, you know, it's what's kept me going since I was like 4 years old. Talking about investing goals, trading cards should again only be a small percentage of what you are saving. They should not be a large percentage. So when people talk about portfolios, a lot of times there will be assets with different risk levels, and it's kind of a pie, and different ones make up different percentages of it depending on your risk tolerance. I'm 21. I have a lot of room. If you were, you know, 60, you don't have the same risk tolerance. At least you probably don't. So I have a higher risk tolerance than more people, so I can spend a bit more, but that said, it's not nearly the majority of my savings or investments at all. And then again, see, maybe dip your toes in the water. Try selling some cards and see if it's for you. You do have to have the supplies for that. It's some time. You have to list things. It can be a bit of a hassle. Sometimes you have to deal with annoying people, but overall, I don't think it's too bad. So I've sold, not an insane amount, but I've sold like a few hundred cards before over the years. And I would say it's definitely worth it. I personally don't really sell cards that are under a certain amount of money, like, under $20 or whatever, unless I'm doing, like, a lot of cards, just because, this is a hobby. Again, I don't have that much time. This isn't my profession. And again, when you're doing this, I think a way that will help keep you going is to buy certain things that are mostly for enjoyment, and then others that are more investments or speculations. So you can see behind me, I have a lot of things that I really like and I want to be able to look at every day. And when I'm buying these, mostly the singles especially, it's more for enjoyment. Of course, I'm not going to be buying things that I think are overpriced or are really likely to decline in value significantly, but these aren't the things that I'm going to be investing, but these aren't the things I'm going to be spending most of my, trading card budget on. And then things that, are more investments or speculations. Things can be both. They can be enjoyment and investments, but certain things, kind of fall more towards one side. So if you're buying a case of a booster box, that's probably more for investments, unless you want to display a cardboard box. They don't look that good. It's one thing to buy the one booster box and have it out, but, I think you can see the distinction there. And again, I think I'm in this for the long haul because I've been collecting cards since I was 4. I didn't just get back into this recently. I was into it in middle school and high school as well. And again, fire is important to me, so that's kind of part of why this is something I'm so interested in. Personal finance is really important to me, and so is saving a lot of money, because I personally don't ever want to be in a situation where I really, really have to be concerned about money ever again. So that's kind of why, I make a lot of my life choices, and that's why this is something that I enjoy so much. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you guys, and if there's only one thing you can take away, I really hope it's that you just save some money. It's really, really important. Saving money is, the prerequisite for doing any of the things I talked about in this video. And of course, everyone's restrictions are different. You might only be able to save, 10% of your income, 5%. I would just say to save as aggressively as you as an individual can. That is my number one recommendation to you guys. There are definitely things in this video I want to elaborate on more. I hope you guys have enjoyed this though. A huge shout out to my patrons, especially the Swan area of my life. They make this video possible. If you guys enjoy my content, please consider joining my Patreon. And I do have eBay and Amazon affiliate links. If you guys want to support me, but you don't have a lot of money to spare, but you are shopping on eBay or Amazon anyway, those will be in a pinned comment. It doesn't cost you anything, but I get a bit of a finder's fee, if you will, for directing the traffic, and I would really, really appreciate that. So again, please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and give it a like, and comment below whether or not fire is something you're interested in, if it's one of your personal goals, or if not, why not. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
All right, guys, so I want to just give a shout out to Eva's Binder, EVA apostrophe S Binder. Awesome video right there, guys. Another channel you guys should be writing down and checking out that content, because along with the other guys that I have said, Danny Fanta, Pokemart USA, Nostalgianomics, Northwoods TCG, TCG Funhouse, and Poke Vault. These are other channels that you should be writing down and going and subscribing to their channels and checking them out if you're thinking about even investing into Pokemon, because you're going to need, there's a lot of things, guys, that you have to take in consideration when you're thinking about investing or making it a big decision to buy a booster box case or a couple of cases, or even get involved even buying singles. You're going to have to know the market you're in. And a lot of people, guys, got tricked in this market when the hype of Pokemon went up. When the peak got in, so many people got in. So many people went out charging their credit cards up to get in to flip Pokemon cards, guys. A lot of guys just got in here just to sell. And then it came to a time where it made it hard for them to sell because Pokemon started pumping out products which brought down the price that would be the total intake of what they would have profited on if they were selling those packs in the hype of Pokemon. So a lot of considerations to a lot of factors fall in part when you are deciding on investing in Pokemon products, guys. If you're one of those guys that are still out there right now going into Walmarts and Targets just buying any old Pokemon cards that I'm putting this in my investment portfolio, this is going to be good in 10 years. That way may be all well and good. But there are some products, guys, that you should be pouring more money in than others, and others' portfolios that are watching these other channels that I'm talking about are going to fare far better than you are because you're out there just buying any old Pokemon product that comes out, that Pokemon puts out in the market. Anything that Pokemon produces, you're out there just buying it from Walmart, Target, and I'm going to put this for long-term investing. You're totally going about it the wrong way, and I'm going to tell it to you, you're going in the total wrong direction on investing. So if you're getting into it, just buying any old pack, any old thing that Target and Walmart, the Pokemon company is putting out, you're investing the wrong way. Totally hands out, because you shouldn't just be buying anything. Those little stackable tins that Pokemon came out with are garbage. Even some of the products they put out, you shouldn't even be buying, guys. You should not even be buying or investing in for a long term. There are far, far better products out that you should be tying your money into. And I talked about 3 of them or 4 of them yesterday in the video, which was the Elite Trainer boxes, specifically the Elite Trainer boxes from the Pokemon Center, and then your basic Elite Trainer boxes, and then we talked about the boosted box of course, and we talked about the build and battle. All right, some top things that you guys should be investing into more than just buying that box set for $20 that only has 2 packs of Fusion Strike and 2 packs of Chill and Rain, or 1 Brilliant Stars and 1 Evolving Skies. There are far better products, guys, that you should be investing into than everything that Pokemon is putting out. All right, so I want to leave you guys with some, if you guys are considering Pokemon cards as an early retirement thing, or thinking about, leaving your job, guys, I would say this, guys, that if you're thinking about leaving your job, you want to, follow your dreams, live out your dreams, open up a card shop. I'm all good for all you guys that have that business shoulder, that business mentality, because that's what I'm about. I would say that, if you're deciding on leaving your job, that you have a 401k already set in place. Hopefully you do. And I would strongly advise that you talk to your HR, human resource lady or man, and see if that 401k could come with you when you open your business and you leave your job. Just say you left your job, that you can still put money from the business that you started to throw into that existing 401k even though you left the job. Those are some things you should be taking into consideration to see if you can still do. So I would be open to suggest that to you, to see if you can still port money from your existing business into that portfolio. I'm not sure if you can or not. It's a good question that's on the table that you guys could ask to see if that is possible. So that way you're still porting money from your business that you started up into the 401k that you have at the job that you are leaving. All right. So some good question there on the table, that if you have a 401k already, that you're taking some of your money out of your paycheck is going into that. If you leave the job, can you still put money in that 401k even though you're not withdrawing from the 401k at this time? All right, so there's some good question there. I would highly bring that question up to see if you can port money from your business, and that would be in your business setup. Guys, that money that you make, you should be trying to put into a 401k or into a savings account to save on top of having money to reinvest back into the business, to continue to grow your business. All right, you always want to be able to grow your business. All right. Also, I want to put this on the table, guys, that, you know, a lot of people that collect also sell. We are sellers ourselves, even though we collect. And personally, I'm going to tell it to you right on the table, throwing all my cards on the table. Guys, I'm going to tell you guys straight out, if you get into this as a business and you're looking to go full-time, do not personally get attached to your products. All right? Don't get attached to your sealed stuff. Like, oh, I'm going to keep this, your single cards. Do not get personally attached to your stuff, guys. All right? Be willing and open to sell. All right? Because it's going into that business. You have to have the business mentality. You got to keep your doors open. So always keep that in mind. Do not get personally attached to your products, guys, because if you get personally attached to not wanting to let go and just hoard up and I'm just going to save all these, there's going to come a time that you're going to have so many of them and you're still living that same life and you can't even get rid of them because you've got too much attachment to these things that you're afraid to sell. Don't be afraid to sell, guys. All right? Do not be afraid to sell. It's part of the hobby to sell some of your cards, to even acquire other pieces, or to improve or build upon your existing business. All right? So do not get attached to your products. Be willing and open-minded to sell. That's one thing I strongly tell you guys if you're looking to drum this up as a business, to maybe stage an early retirement, that you do not get personally attached to your stuff, guys. All right? Now, if you're still considering about it, but you haven't even pulled the trigger to even, make this thing a fact, it's still a fiction in your head that you're still contemplating on becoming a business owner or having a card shop. That's a dream of yours. Guys, start clearing out the cobwebs. When I say clearing out the cobwebs, like, what is this guy talking about? When I say clear out the cobwebs, guys, is you want to start clearing up that debt. Any of you guys that have a lot of debt built up, guys, you want to start clearing that up. All right? Debt is a hindrance to your business. All right? Because if you have existing debt that you got and you're trying to build a business already, you got a lot of debts, it hinders the business. It will hinder the progress of your debt. And another thing on top of that, I want to say is stop living outside your means. A lot of us come up with this concept, guys, that we got to live like the Joneses. That our next door neighbor got a brand new Cadillac, so you got to go out and get he's got a 2021, you got to go out and get a 2022. You got a car note that outshines your paycheck, that literally you're living paycheck to paycheck, so you can't even afford the car you drive, or barely, you have very little money left over to even start a business because the car note takes up a big chunk of your paycheck. A lot of us have a lot of debts that we come into wanting to do a business that we're held back because we can't even build that business because of our lifestyles. We want to live like the next door guy that has the brand new car in the driveway and you got the old, hoopty doopty, and we try to, everybody wants a nice car. Everybody wants a good paying job. A lot of us try to live outside our means. And I'm not saying that's it's not how you should be trying to live outside your means, living from, you can do better if you decide to do better. It's up to you to make that decision. I mean, only you can make the decision. I mean, I can't force anything on everybody. You got to be able, you're the deciding factor on whether you're going to do a business or not. You ultimately hold yourself back if you can't pursue that business or go on that business adventure. You are the entrepreneur, right? You're trying to become that entrepreneur. So you hold back your dreams if you got a lot of things that are holding you back. A lot, your feet are shackled to the floor because you got so much already on your plate, because you got so much debt and everything that you got yourself into. You have to clear out the closet, man. You got to get rid of that debt. Get rid of that lifestyle that you're living outside, that you should live your lifestyle the way so you can live your life without having all this stress and all this stuff in your closet, guys. A lot of us come with heavy burdens. We got a lot of stuff on our plate already, and we're talking about a business, and all we do is talk about the business, but we can't even get to stage one because we got so much stuff on our plate already. We got all this debt that we're trying to figure out how we can get rid of this in order to get there, but yet we still build upon the debt. So you have to clear your closet, guys. You got to, I'm saying, rents are going to be rents. Rents are high all over. And jobs, everybody has a job. Nowadays, everybody who has a business until they start, everybody who has has a dream. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that dream, want to one day have this, one day go there, one day go on vacation and go to Bahamas, one day take that cruise, one day open the doors to have your own shop, one day to have your own house. We all have these dreams, guys, and I'm not trying to hinder your dreams. I'm just trying to help you to build upon those dreams and make it happen, because I was in those shoes. I had the big closet, a lot of cobwebs in my closet, but it was the life that I lived, that I built upon myself. I built it myself. I had got myself into all of that financial debt, and I had to clear out and make a path so that I can initially start what I initially wanted to do. And you have to have that mindset that you're going to do it and stay focused. I mean, it may not happen today. It may not happen a year from now. But if you stay true to your dream, stay true to your path that you're clearing. You started mowing, but still you got a lot of trees and a lot of grass in the way. But you're mowing to that dream. You're getting to that dream. You're clearing out. You're getting rid of the credit cards. You're getting rid of the high APR credit cards. You're getting rid of some cards. You're paying cars off early. You're making ways, guys, so that you can have that business opened up or start that business. It's only you that holds yourself back. So it's up to you to be able to make the way. I can't make it for you. I had to clear my own way, guys. No one showed me the ropes or helped me. I had to make the deciding factor myself that this is what I wanted. And you got to have that mentality, guys. Is this what you want? Is this the lifestyle you want to continue to be in? Is this the car you want to continue to drive? Do you want better for your life? You have to make that own decision. I cannot make it for you. You have to be able to drive your own car, guys. You have to be able to drive your car. There are channels out here that will give you the ropes, show you the ropes, guys. I already gave you some channels. It's up to you to take the initiative to drive that new car, to be able to get into that new apartment, to be able to start that new business. It's up to you guys, not up to me. I'm just here as a, regular YouTube channel, man. I'm a small channel that speaks big things onto people that want to follow and be able to drive that car. All right. If you want to be in charge of your own thing, you need to take the initiative, and you need to get yourself from Z to A, and you have to start somewhere. So start from ground level where you're at. Clear those lanes, guys. Clear those lanes. Get that stuff out that closet. Get all those cobwebs. Kill all those spiders, man. Stop living that overpriced life that you got right now, that got you in a situation where you can't, it's hard to see your way to your business that you want to start. You have to make ways, guys. Sometimes, guys, this is, if you had a dream, you are the sole proprietor of your dream. Don't hold yourself back any longer from living your dream. Get that dream started. Don't just talk about the dream or one day having it. It can happen. It can happen if you just, you have to persuade your mind. Persuade your mind that I'm tired of being in this rut and I need to go forward with my dream. And that's where I was, guys. I was in a rut. All right. I can talk that talk, and I can walk the walk now because I was in the rut, man. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was living that car note. I had a car note of $600 and something car note, living outside my means. Lots of credit cards, lots of financial debt. But it was holding me back from pursuing what I really wanted to do in life. And I know my sense of direction, I had the direction on where I wanted to be, but I was holding myself back, man. And you have to be able to shed the light. You have to be able to shed the light. And it was a lot of struggles that I went through to get to where I am now. And, I'm proud that I was able to overcome and get through what I was going through. All right? Because I got myself into a lot of jam. Guys. And, here I am today, trying to teach others that you can live your dream, you can have your dream. And there's ways about going around it. And I'm trying to share, whatever I can on this channel, from what I learned from other people, because that's how you're going to learn. How are you going to make the way? How are you going to one day have that dream business that you wanted? It's solely up to you. You're in charge of your life. Take control of your life. We all man up. Yeah, we have, we can admit to, we got this issue. We got this, we got these debts. How do we get out of these things and be able to make way so we can, get to that financial freedom, get to those steps where we see other people that are living that life and you want to get in that lifestyle. How do you get to that lifestyle, man? It has to start. It starts with you. Because we as people, you have a job, you can get a better job. There's a lot of good paying jobs out there. But if you solely wanted to work for yourself and live, you have a dream to one day have your own thing and do your own thing, that dream can become a reality. It's not something that's far off that you cannot achieve it. Because if you dream it, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. That's my mentality. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Because, we all look back like when we were a teenager and we say, well, one day I'm going to have that car. And, you see that fancy sports car drive past, you say, one day I'm going to have that. And one day, it may not be until you get adulthood, but then you got that dream car. Some of us chase our dreams, later on in life, we get that dream car. Sometimes that's how it happens. We get that dream car. And that is our, our lady luck. That was our, we look at that car, we get out there and, man, don't lean on my car, man. Don't lean on it. You don't want nobody leaning on it. You done shined it up, shine the wheels up. And you work so hard to get that car, man. You only take it out on Sundays, and it's you and your girl in the back, she's cruising with you down the road, because that's your baby, you don't want nothing to happen to that car. And we take that pride and that joy in what we had accomplished by getting that car. Finally, we got it. It's one of your cars that you always wanted. So we have pride and we take joy and we have compassion and we love that car. So we baby that car, man. It only goes to the dealer to get, its tune-ups and everything. We only want the best, right? That's how you look at it when you get something that you achieve, your car and stuff. That's how we look at it. We go and we take that pride and joy and we take care of it, right? We baby it. So, we pamper ourselves, and that's how we got ourselves in some trouble. We pampered ourselves with these credit cards. We let these credit cards rule our life, where we're living from paycheck to paycheck, and we got compounding these cards daily, and you can use those cards to empower your business until you eventually become financially free. You can use the credit cards. I taught I told you guys about a program that I took with Dave Espino of OPM. OPM, using other people's money, how to use a credit card to empower your business. Bill Gates did it. You can go look up YouTube or Google it or whatever, and you can see how Bill Gates built Microsoft with credit cards, guys. That's how he started it. But that's for another topic. But I'm just saying, guys, if you dream it, you can achieve it. On top of that, guys, I want to leave you guys with, Eva said, don't look at the cards as just being the only thing, like if you get into this business, to be your only thing that you're like selling or whatever. And that's true and dear to me, because I don't just do cards, okay? I don't just do cards. I have other main streams of income, and like I said, you're going to have to see if this business is even for you. I mean, a lot of you look at it and want to own a card shop and get into business, but never sold anything. So I would say, before you even start, put this on the burner and say, I want to one day have my own shop and do my own thing. But you should try to get your feet wet and try to sell some products. See if you're a good seller, or if you like selling, because that's going to be a mainstream part of your business. Is you're going to have to deal with people, all right? And you have to be a people person, and you're going to have to sell the product. So you're going to have to have a way to sell it. So you're going to have an eBay account, or have a Facebook Marketplace account, or you're going to have a Mercari account, an Amazon account. All right? So you're going to have a way to sell, whether you're in a flea market, or you're going to sell at your yard. You're going to have yard sales at your house. You're going to have get your feet wet somewhere, or have some kind of avenue to sell product, to see if you're even going to like dealing with people, whether it's online or in the presence of people coming to your little yard sale, or you set up in a flea market first, to see if you even want to get involved with that kind of aspect of that business. So, this is the kind of concept that you're going to have to get involved with. So you're going to have to see if you even like that. So this business might not be for you. All right? So before you think about saying, I'm going to open up a card shop and I want to get in business selling Pokemon cards, you got to be able to know that this is something you're going to be able to enjoy and not be stressed out and not end up being attached to. Because if you end up being attached to, you're going to be in trouble. All right? You're not going to want to sell this. You can say, 10 years from now, that thing's going to be worth more money. I'm going to hold it, and I don't want to sell. Don't be emotionally attached to. I'm not attached to anything, guys. I will sell my cards in my binder if I had to. I would sell them. I'm not emotionally attached to anything. All right? Anything. And you can't be attached. If you get into business, guys, you cannot be attached to, or emotionally attached to your stuff, guys. So don't be emotionally drawn to or attached to your stuff. Consider, guys, eBay. Consider Amazon. Consider Facebook. Consider Mercari. Consider yard sales. Consider flea markets. Consider whatnots, rip and ships. Consider other products, guys, because if you're getting into it just for cards, you heard her, right? You heard her. Pokemon's not recession proof. There are some drawbacks, but it's a high risk, high reward. So any business you get into, even when you buy stocks, when you buy bonds, there is a risk. All right? Be willing to take those risks. Because without a risk, there's no reward. So that's why I tell you to, have money in the bank, guys. You're going to need money in the bank. So you need to start saving, have a 6 month to a year income in the bank for your salary. Or take you to, hold before your business starts profiting. Have that money set in the bank. Have your building expense for building your business. Money to pour into the business to build upon it. have that emergency fund. All right? And then have 6 months to a year. It's a lot of money, guys, we're talking about, you know, into getting. You need to have those safety nets in place. And like I said, if it all folds, say Pokemon dies, say it does go out of style, nobody wants these cards no more, these packs. I remember I got into Beanie Babies. All right? I got into Beanie Babies back in 1995. And everything looked solid. You know, this was in my mindset. I looked at Beanie Babies as like, whoa, these things ain't going nowhere anytime soon. All right? And these with the tie Beanie Babies, okay? True facts. I set up a roadside stand on Route 9 in Wappingers Falls, New York. My first day of sales was on a Saturday. All right? Me and the wife, I set up a tent. No, I didn't even have a tent. I had a table, an 8-foot table. I had 5 30-gallon bins with Beanie Babies in them. All right? I set up the stand. The first day I set out, I sold out. I did over $2,800 in sales, a complete sellout. All my Beanie Babies from the bins, the 5 bins, sold out. I immediately put money back in, bought more bears and everything, and set up again shop. This time, I made $3,500. All right? Selling Beanie Babies. Now, how I contemplated what was going in the bank and everything is every $1,000 that I made after I initially got my money back, I took $500 of that, put that back into the business from every $1,000 I got to. I was working with $5,000 in cash to buy Beanie Babies as restock. And that was my table of money that I used to buy Beanie Babies, where I end up incurring over 330-gallon bins of Sterlite bins in my parents' garage at 6 Nicole Drive in Wappingers Falls. I had the entire garage in a U. The whole back wall and the 2 sides filled with 30-gallon bins of Beanie Baby bears that I went to flower shops and was paying them $10 to $11 for each bear. Okay, each bear. And I would go to the back door. They would call me at my parents' house. I would go and pick up the bears. I would buy the sleeves. I never had to go into the store and buy them. I would always pre-purchase them in advance, and they would order them a week out. And I would come back like a week later or 2 weeks later to get my bears. They would call me up. And I would sell those back at my roadside stand with Beanie Babies. And I ended up buying a brand new 1995 Pontiac Bonneville SSE. It was one step below the SSEI. It was a $35,000 car that I literally bought from a dealership in Brewster, New York, from my sales on Beanie Babies. Now, what happened, guys, is, you know, just like Eva said, Pokemon is not recession-proof. Beanie Babies wasn't recession-proof. But here's what happened. Ty announced that they were going to retire certain Beanie Babies were going to retire, and then they end up mass producing the Beanie Babies, and they were in every mom and pop flower shop all throughout USA. They were no longer hard to get, like people were clamoring in the stores and in the malls. You had lines of people, I remember, in the 1990s, where people were lined up for Beanie Babies, guys, in the Hallmarks, Crown Hallmark shops, flower shops. People were lined up every day that people got stocks of new Beanie Babies and Bam Bears and stuff. There was all of the lines of product that came out that followed the Beanie Baby trend. And everybody was selling Beanie Babies. All of a sudden, there was Beanie Babies all over the place. Ty announced a retirement, and that was going to be it. And they end up being all over the place. The whole market of Beanie Babies crashed. The whole market crashed, guys. I literally had 300 bins of Beanie Babies sitting in my parents' garage that I was getting $100 a bear from. I wasn't selling on eBay at that time. I was still in debt. Financially, I was in debt. I was in crisis. Guys. This is back in the times that I could tell you that I had debts. This was times I was doing a business, but I was in debt. And I was making foolish moves and stuff. And Beanie Babies, I bought a car. I bought a car cash. But I still had debts. Still making foolish moves, but I still had debts. But telling you about Pokemon and just telling you about what happened with the Beanie Babies, the whole market of Beanie Babies collapsed, guys. And I found myself in a world of trouble because I had all these Beanie Babies that nobody even wanted to buy. So what did I do, guys? I sold off 300 bins filled with bears. Beanie Baby bears, Diana, Aaron, Britannias, all of these bears, man. The place called www.Kids, Kidoos, was buying the bears, I think, at $3 each. So I took a big loss. I was paying $10 to $11, upwards to $12 a bear. I took a loss on all those bears. I shipped them out, packaged them up in a box. I had to pay shipping. I shipped them out to Kids. They paid me a check back in the mail. Literally, I kept boxing up all the bears, beanies, and stuff they were buying until I got rid of all the 300 bins. And a big loss on the bears, but I had made money off of the stuff that I was, the bears that I was selling. I had made money when I was selling on a roadside stand, but when they announced the collapse, boy, I took a big loss. Then what happened, guys? No one wanted Beanie Babies, guys. No one wanted Beanie Babies. Even the stores, the Hallmark shops couldn't sell them no more. Nobody was paying $7.99 for these things. They completely died. Nobody wanted them. Now, I go to yard sales, flea markets. I see Beanie Baby bears for 50 cents, a quarter, a dime. People can't even sell them now. So, in the event, guys, Pokemon dies, what are you going to do with your sealed product when the whole market collapses? Or if it does collapse? Will you find yourself at a world's end? Because now you have a shop, you opened up business, your business got to close because now nobody wants Pokemon cards. If you found yourself in that position, what are you going to do? My advice to you guys is don't just rely on any one product. Make sure you have open doors to sell other products, guys, because you just can't rely on one thing. So that's why I do what I do, and I highly recommend you guys get into other areas of business. So, with that said, I would get into, consider selling Funko Pops. Consider selling video games. Consider even selling comic books. There's a lot of stuff that costs you very little money nowadays. You can go to yard sales and flea markets and buy stuff and resell it back online on eBay for more money. It's a lot of people that are even doing YouTube channels, buying stuff at yard sales. You see them. What is it? I'm just trying to name some Reese Resells, the Flip Man. A lot of people buying stuff at flea markets and yard sales. And coming home, showing you on the channel, and even doing lives in a flea market. I bought this. I bought clothes. They're going to Goodwill's, buying clothes, designer clothes. L'Oreal and certain brand name clothes and shoes, used shoes, guys. So there's a whole market, guys, that you can rely on, that you can build upon, even using Pokemon cards and other sources, guys, using other resources to build a financial empire. If that's what you want to do. I would say solely, guys, my answer to can Pokemon get you to leave your job and end up making an early retirement for you, I'll say yes on that. But to the point that you're going to have to rely on some other sources, some other resources, guys, other products that you're going to want to resell. So you're definitely going to have to get your hands wet and be able to sell other products outside of just Pokemon cards. All right? And that's why I have Backdoor, and I've been doing it before I came to YouTube. So this is where my experience pays off for me, is not with Pokemon. It's with my other experiences that I deal with long before I came to YouTube, with my eBay, doing the video games and buying in the flea markets. So this is where my experience comes into play, where I have a back door and I have expertise in other areas outside of just Pokemon cards. So this initially helps me to say I can leave my job and have an early retirement. I can say that. It's not the same thing other people can say because they're not in the same shoes financially that I am, and they don't have the same knowledge that I have, that I already built upon from years of knowledge, of expertise dealing in flea markets and yard sales, selling online. So I'm experienced seller, guys, outside of just Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards I've been into 5 years. So totally new to me on that end of like trying to sell packs and ripping ships and stuff like that, but not new for me to sell because I'm a salesman outside of this channel. I have my own eBay. I can sell in a flea market. I've been selling in a flea market years ago. I have flea market experience. I have seller experience, not only on eBay, but Amazon and Mercari. All right. So I do have the experience of selling on eBay with my power seller status on my eBay account that I have over 10,000 feedbacks on. So guys, you know, I can speak a word of knowledge to a lot of you guys, help you guys out to start your business, and other channels like I announced to you guys can help you pave the way to financial freedom if you do it the right way. But you definitely want to go and resource some other products, not just solely Pokemon, but rely on some other products, guys, multi-level out with other products that you can buy at yard sales and flea markets and sell to get you money. I mean, used clothes, used shoes, somebody's used item, video games, Funko Pops. There's tons of stuff you can find at yard sales and make a ton of money reselling back online on eBay and Amazon. That's why you have to get your foot wet, guys. You have to get your feet wet. You have to get your feet wet, guys. You have to be able to sell. If you cannot sell, you know, or do not know how to sell, that's maybe an issue for you. All right, so I definitely say start an eBay, see if it's for you. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, then move on. It may not be for you. This may not be for you. All right, that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say, guys. All right, it's not who you know, it's what you know. All right, when it comes to operating a business, it's not who you know, it's what you know, and knowledge is key when it comes to operating a business. And the more knowledge you know, the more experience you are able to gain, because you gain it watching I'm watching other YouTube channels, and I am gaining a world of knowledge, guys. I'm learning a lot of stuff on top of stuff that I already know. And it just it enhances my thinking, it enhances the way I do business, and it gives me those open opportunities. All right, I got somebody calling in, but I'm just declining the call. So it gives you the open door to other opportunities. And always be open-minded, guys. In this business, always be open-minded, guys. I don't close my door to any opportunity. If there's an opportunity, there's a reward. So, you know, I'm open, and I've always been open to other opportunities. So, with that said, guys, with even having other products, you know, selling other products, outside of even doing the cards, this could be a great profit for you. The cards, hands down, could be a great profit for you. Can be a great investing for long term. Can also be a great asset to you. But there's other opportunities that can line up with this, that can line up with what you're doing in Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, all right? And, you know, other areas. Now, when I say be open-minded about selling other products, also, guys, be open-minded about even the stock market, all right? You got to look at opportunities, guys. There's a lot of opportunities, all right, out there that you can also build upon while you're even investing in the Pokemon cards. All right, so definitely look into that while you're building your business or even getting your feet wet. All right, look at those opportunities, guys. All right, look at those opportunities, look into them, research stuff out. And, and then, if it's something that, I don't know, somebody keeps ringing my phone, but I'm not picking it up, go to the voicemail. I don't even know the number. Somebody from Massachusetts, if you're on a channel calling me, leave a voicemail. I do not just pick up my phone for anybody who calls unless I know you. I don't know your number, so leave a voice message. I will get back to you. It also tells you in the description down below. All right? Leave a message on my phone, guys. If you call somebody calling me, leave a message. I'll go back to you. The best time. Tell me the best time to call you. I will call you. All right? But I do not just pick up the business phone with anybody just calling. I also stated that in the video. So leave a message. All right? Leave a message. All right. So with that said, guys, in this realm, guys, selling is not something new to me. It's something, Pokemon, I knew about Pokemon cards. All right? But I did not get in at the bottom line when Charizard came out. I had Charizard cards. I had them in my hands. I bought them when they were $25. I sold them. Who would have known where that card would have gone today? Had I known that, I would have done both the video games, Beanie Babies, and Pokemon cards. But I had enough things on my plate at the time I was doing the flea market. I was already, had video games. And I had stopped doing the Pokemon cards. I had stopped doing the Beanie Babies. All right? But I've been doing the flea market. So I stayed with the video games. I had an option either to take the Beanie Babies, do Beanie Babies, or do Pokemon. I decided to do Beanie Babies. Wrong choice. Bad on me that I did that because Beanie Babies died, Pokemon lived on and still living. So had I had, got into the market when Beanie Babies were still booming, Pokemon cards were just at Wizard of the West Coast, not Nintendo, because I could have went to Danbury, Connecticut, and into the Danbury Fair Mall where Wizard of the West Coast had their store and bought booster boxes that you see PokeRev and all these other guys that had Leonhardt opening up all these old booster boxes. I could have bought, but I decided to do Beanie Babies because I thought that was the fad that was not going to die because I had just got out of the market with the sports cards that had to crash. In the early 90s, the sports cards crashed, and I did not want to relive the same thing getting into another card game. So I got into Beanie Babies instead. Wrong move for me, but it's okay. I'm back in it, guys. I'm back in Pokemon now. And I'm back in Pokemon because it was 4 years ago that I was at a estate sale that I bought a $500 video game lot that the guy offered me a big box of Pokemon cards that got me back into the game. All right, and that's where I started learning. When I started my YouTube channel, it was the subscribers then that started showing me the ropes, Black Star rares. I remember to this day where I was asking you guys on the channel, Ben.If might have been in there, I'm not sure. I was asking you guys, I was like, Black Star rare? How do you know this card is rare? I didn't even know Pokemon cards. I was schooled on this YouTube channel under Jedi Kylo MJD47. It was a channel name back then, where they were schooling me on Black Star rares, telling me about the cards that I got in that deal of video games that I bought for $500 at an estate sale that the guy offered me an entire box that had Jungle Fossil Edition and some first edition cards and holos in that box, where I was schooled from you guys on the video. I was bringing those cards up, telling you I got these for $20 at a yard sale, and I ended up giving about 90 to 95% of those cards back to those subscribers. I was giving away in card game things. We were playing these little, what I call chat games we were doing here on the channel that grew on this channel as chat games. We started playing the Pokemon mystery box game and all that kind of stuff. Started giving the cards out that I got from that sale of the video games. So a lot of the cards went back to you guys as I was getting schooled from you guys on Black Star Rares, Diamond, what is a Diamond, a Common, Uncommon. You guys were helping me to know the Pokemon cards because I didn't even know the cards like that. What was a Black Star, Diamond, and all of this stuff that I know now. So I grew to know Pokemon and watch other YouTube channels that I watch more now than I do any TV. I don't watch any regular TV. I just gain more knowledge from trades that I'm already in, sales of products that I'm already in now. I just build upon and learn more about. I watch Chase After the Right Price, Phoenix Resales, and I watch all of these other investment channels that I gave you guys here. I watch a lot of those guys. All right, a lot of those guys because their videos intrigue me. They help me to make right decisions on what products I should be building my investment on for long term. And you can also go short term. You're going to sell some stuff and flip it. I told you guys about that too. That's all part. Do not be afraid to even sell product while you're investing because it opens the door for you to make a little money to buy other products that may be more accessible. Maybe you overbought on Battle Styles when you should have bought Brilliant Stars, or you overbought in Brilliant Stars, you want to sell some Brilliant Stars to get Evolving Skies. So, you know, some people overindulge or over-splurge on certain sets where you should be putting more money in other sets that down the line are going to be worth more money and investment in your investment portfolio than Battle Styles or Chilling Reign, where you should be parking monies in other sets. And, you know, like I said, buying certain particular products are going to enhance and build your portfolio that much faster. If you're buying, you know, D21 Pokeballs that have Cosmic Eclipse inside, they're going to help you get extra packs. Vivid Voltage, where this is a $10 pack. You pay $12 for the tin. You literally can say these packs cost you $1 each. Where can you get Vivid Voltage or Rebel Clash for $1 each? This pack literally pays for the tin. Long term, where's this pack going to be? But you got 2 free packs. If you look at it like that aspect, and then you go into these knockout boxes where you pay $10, $9.99, you get 2 Cosmic Eclipse packs inside. Guys, and then you get the free promo cards. You get 2 free Cosmic Eclipse. One is paid, one is free. I don't know another market like this where you can literally get products literally free. And that gives you a free investment pack right there. I mean, I don't know nothing like this. Like Pokemon. Pokemon is the only thing that I know outside of sports cards that is doing this kind of thing. There's no stock market that instantly you got a pack that's worth $10, $20 in your hands and you only spent $10. I don't know a stock market you can buy right now and tomorrow it is worth $30 or $20. I don't know anything else like that. Pokemon is where it's at, so I park a lot of money into Pokemon investing in the right products, guys. You've got to be able to buy the right products. There's a lot of products, a lot of channels out here teaching us what products to be buying. You guys need to be on the right page. Hopefully, I'm helping you guys out. It's crazy to say, but, you know, you got to be making the right decisions. Solely be making the right decisions, guys. And I can say solely, I made mistakes when I started into this game, but now it's a game changer because of all the channels that I know about that are helping me make the right decisions on what I'm buying nowadays versus any old thing that Pokemon is printing out. I'm just letting them stay on the shelf. They let the other people that don't know what I know buy them. They can buy all the Pikachu V boxes with 2 Brilliant Stars and 2 Fusion Stars. You can buy all of them you want. I'm staying away from them. I'm staying away from this other products that I am focused on. I would preferably rather buy Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer box than buy that Pikachu V box. I would throw the extra money in, buy the Darkness Ablaze each Elite Trainer boxes, or buy a Brilliant Stars Elite Trainer box, or hopefully get a Crimson Invasion Elite Trainer box, or anything of the Elite Trainer box form that comes out on the standard in the Walmarts or Targets versus buying the Pikachu V box. I would rather park my money in a better investment opportunity. And the Elite Trainer box is where it's at versus that Pikachu V box. Same thing with the Lucario, not the Lucario, the same thing with the Leafeon and what's the other set? Glaceon boxes. I would leave those too because I see those all over the place And, you would buy those just to open for the channel 1. But to invest in, I think the Lucario box is probably the better one to go with, because it has the Lucario full art alongside it. But that's me. You guys can invest however. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but my eyes are open to make wise decisions when it comes to buying particular products. And right now I'm making wise decisions on products that are going to be worth investing for the long term. And even in the short term, if I want to flip some, the products are going to start going up in value, where I can flip some along the way. It's going to open a doorway to help me buy other products that I can invest in for the long term. So it's a flip and turn along the way. And the ones that do that flip and turn aspect are the ones that are going to be more successful than the ones that just hold everything for the long term. I'm going to be flipping stuff for short term and holding stuff for longer term. And you got to flip and burn, flip and burn along this whole process. If you're not doing it, well, that's you. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You invest how you're going to do it. I'm going to do it the way I know I should be doing it. And, you got to be watching these other channels, man. I'm telling you, because knowledge is key to this game. Magic is booming, but Magic cards are hard to sell to a player. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I want to offer Dragon Ball Z, but I don't want to get... I've spoken to other people who are selling Dragon Ball Z and ripping ships. It's harder to sell. They end up holding most of the product, and it doesn't literally sell out, and they end up losing money. So I'm not here to lose money on buying products for X amount, Dragon Ball Z and Magic the Gathering. I'd rather stick with maybe doing some Yu-Gi-Oh!, get a little bit of Dragon Ball Z, the newest set or whatever, have a pack, buy a booster box, and sell it on a rip and ship. If I break even, I break even. At least it was for the experience. Viewers got a chance to buy a booster pack. So I would do the same thing for even booster boxes on certain older boxes. If I don't profit from it, I don't care. It's for the experience that viewers will be able to get the chance to open up a Lost Thunder or open up a Flash Fire or something like that along the line, even if I didn't profit from it. It's the experience that viewers got a chance to open a pack, of older cards. That's what you got to, could take in consideration even when you're doing rip and ships. All right? I do eBay. eBay is where I can go, and Amazon. Amazon, you seem to make more money on Amazon selling sealed product. You can sell certain things on Amazon as well, but you have to send it in. There's a waiting period before you get paid. And eBay, I forgot the new payment that they're doing. But it's crazy. I look at the chat. Cormac. I know you call me, but I'm on a live stream. You're calling me at the wrong time. Leave a message. I don't pick up on a live. I'm doing a video here, so you should be considerate of the video. I'm doing a video. Why am I going to pick up the phone? I'm doing a live chat. That's why I have the voicemail. It says in the description, leave a message on the voicemail. It says it right down in the description when you call. I screen my calls on here because I'm not looking to get somebody's virus attached on here or anything else somebody might be trying to send me. And I don't need a telemarketer calling me. So I don't know who you are. So that's why I have voicemail. All right? You can chat with me off channel. That's why I got the voicemail. All right. So it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy, with sealed. Sealed is the way to go if you're going to invest in Pokemon cards. Sealed has the best opportunities for you than the single cards. But you can do single cards too. I mean, that's why I brought up TCG Funhouse. He does an awesome, content on undervalued cards. And I thought that would be a great kicker for the video for you guys, because there's people that are coming in with a little money and people got a lot of money. You guys can buy, you know, on any budget. So, that's what you guys should be looking at when you're buying single cards. You're looking at cards that may be undervalued. You maybe go to a flea market and find a card that somebody has underpriced. TCG Funhouse does a great video every Monday. I always look forward to looking on YouTube and looking at his undervalued cards. So awesome. What's up? Way too cool, Pokemon. Long time no see, man. I was gonna hit you up. I want to know if you want to sell any of those Ultra Prism cards you had. I know you weighed a lot of those things. I'll be willing to buy if you want to sell. Because I don't have any more dollar packs. I got some dollar packs, but all my stuff has been opened up. Way too cool. Long time no see, man. Long time. But, man, yeah, if you got something to sell, way too cool, hit me up on the phone. Description has my cell phone number. Leave a message. I will get back to you.
I didn't understand that.
Whoops. No, you won't understand it. Somehow I hit the wrong button. Yeah, leave a message on the phone number. Way too cool. Definitely. I still have your address in the book and everything. Awesome. 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 Yeah, man. Yeah, Ben. You know. I don't want child support. I don't have any kids. I got 2 girls, man. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. So we already know Cormorant is a spammer. Cormorant Rhoda, thanks for contacting, coming on a stream with the nonsense. Crazy. So that is crazy. What's up? Way too cool. Yeah, right. Sure, that's why you called. You just called just the nonsense. Yeah, right. Right. Like I said, when I get over to OBS, all you guys with the nonsense, yeah, right. I got 2 girls. That's it. Oh my God. Can you believe the nonsense when you do lives, bro? Yeah, Ben. Unbelievable. So, same thing. Same nonsense. So, yeah, you can just go away, bro. Not even paying attention to you anymore. Cormorant, thanks, bro. I thank you for the views, though, Cormorant. Thank you for the views, man. You're giving me great view time. So, great. But as far as that, done with you. Done with you. Yeah, man. So, hey, I just come to give you guys the important information that I have to deliver to you guys. I look at the chat, but most of the time, I don't even see because sometimes it goes too fast. And I don't even look at the stuff that's not coming from a spammer. So, really not worried about the spammers and the haters and stuff that come up. I don't even worry about that. So, like I said, you guys can hate. I'm still living my dream, still doing what I do. So that's all that matters to me. I'm living my dream. All right. Well, it looks like, yeah, you are a spammer. So without that, guys, we're done. We're done. I got what I had to say out. So we got clowns on here. So you guys don't even need to be paying attention to these guys. We're done on this. Yeah, I got one mistress, my wife. That's it. my only mistress. Oh boy, these guys. Crazy. Still got the same nonsense. I cannot wait, guys. Once we get everything finished up in studio, guys, we'll get everybody moderated. Yeah, way too cool, man. Nice talking to you, bro. Nice coming back, checking me out, man. Yeah, I gotta talk to X-Zone Vinny and get X-Zone Vinny and Ben.If ported over to the moderation, to the moderation portion of the stream to take care of all the clowns that we get. Because, like I said, you know, PlayStation only allows me certain things on here. I'm like, I'm at the mercy of friggin' people that just come on here writing all this nonsense. I'm at the mercy, guys. Telling you, I'm at the mercy of whatever they want to put up in there. I'm limited to what I can do. You know, like I said, when we go over to OBS Studio and Streamlabs, and I'm not going to even be porting over that until I have the new computer and stuff set up, and I got my moderators for the streams that are going to know when I'm going to be streaming, so they can be on when we get the clowns on, and you guys can deal with that. And I'll let my moderators take care of the clowns, and Streamlabs gives me more options than PlayStation does. And you won't see all this stuff in the obverse like you are. Like I said, I'm limited to what I could do. But I'd rather be able to give you guys a video and continue going with this until I get everything ported over. And then we go in a more professional manner with the boom mic. And I got the setup in the studio, everything set up for you guys. And we go with the professional setup that I get everything in motion with that. And we port over to that. And then give you a run tour of the studio and everything. And then you moderators can deal with the clowns that may pop up on the lives that, you know, may come back after time after time. You moderators will be able to deal with that, and they'll be gone. All right? And that'll be super clean for the chat area where, like I said, I'm limited to what I can do until we port over. So with that, I'd say just otherwise, you see them come on the stream, just ignore them. Don't even engage with that's what they're here. They're here because they need some love. I give them some love. I just say thanks for, you know, staying on, give me the view time. But as far as the comments, I'm just going to just leave them, whatever they're putting up there. I'm passing by that and overlooking those and looking at the rest of you guys that are commenting that I know. All right, that's it. And they only know stuff from watching the YouTube channel or looking at the page, and they hear me in the video saying my wife's name or something. So that's how they can say my wife's name and everything else and come up with whatever kind of story they want to come up with. Only because you see my social medias, guys, my Facebook page doesn't even really talk about family too much on there. I don't even tell you my mother's name and all that stuff, or my real father's name or anything like that. My social media is really for what I do on the videos. I kept it like that. Is what I do on YouTube is mainly what it's for. So I don't really port over like family photos and stuff too much, on there. It's mainly, on Instagram you'll get a page or you'll see a video with me and Ambrose and stuff here. Or you'll see the wife on here with me doing a video from time to time where these guys can get a name from and then add it to their own story and conjure up whatever kind of story they want to put up to blaspheme me out there on saying something. So that's where they get it from. So that's why, you guys who want to believe in it fall victim, because they can pull up anything and look at my videos and come up with the names of some of my family members, or look on the Instagram and see that I had left a comment, me and the wife, at so-and-so eating with my daughters, and the name of my daughters I already told because it's in the video, are named in the comment. So that's where they get the names and be able to put things together and make their own kind of believe in story that they want you guys to fall victim for on a live. So if you guys want to fall victim to that, then fall into these guys' sad lives that they got going on. That's them. So all these guys that come up clowning around. So, I let them do whatever they're going to do. For now, you guys got your little fun time. For now. But like I said, when the moderators port over, you guys come back in and we're over on the new stuff, a lot of stuff will be dealt with. And you guys will be, the moderators, you guys have a lot of work to be doing because we'll be cleaning house. That's all I got to say. So all the people that are in here doing whatever, you can do it for now. But we're going to be cleaning house when we get over to the new studio and under the computer. We're going to be cleaning a lot of house. So you come back in, it's going to be a different story. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So, hey, write your book now, because I'm going to end it when we get over to you OBS Studios. The book will close on your dramatic stories that you put up here. All right? That's all I got to say. And that's real talk. All right, so without further ado, guys, we got a lot of clowns today. So we're going to end their book today. So that's it. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure that you guys go check out these channels. Danny Fanta, Pokemart USA, Eli over there, Nostalgianomics, Northwoods TCG, TCG Funhouse, Polt Vault, and also Eva's Binder, guys. Go check out Eva. Make sure you subscribe over and let her know that you found out about her, because you might not even know about Eva's Binder, but it's another subscription channel that I watch and find it very informative, guys. And I wanted to share that video on here and help you guys out along your way while you're, trying to build your investing portfolio of Pokemon. And you got my take on whether you can retire early from Pokemon cards and perhaps even leave your job. My answer was yes, with the benefit of the doubt of having other areas of knowledge and platforms that you want to sell other products outside of just Pokemon cards. You can solely go do Pokemons. Depends on you as a seller, how big you really want to go into selling without being an LGS store and, buying your products retail at Walmart and Targets. That means buying a lot of stuff from them and reselling it on rip and ships and back on eBay, and then recouping money and setting aside a paycheck for yourself. Meanwhile, doing it while you're still doing your job, that can still be beneficial, but depending on how much money you're actually banking away to get you to that financial freedom, to initially get you where you can go full time, how long that will take, I don't know, because I've been doing it 5 years, and I built a massive amount of sealed product in that time frame, which is astronomical, because I have the money to do it. And a lot of you guys have different monies to deal with. So everybody's paycheck is different, and your selling points is going to be different, because eBay, well, when you're a new seller to eBay, it's going to be a little more harder to sell, and your selling status won't be the same magnitude as what I'm selling. I mean, I'll be able to sell my stuff faster because of my reputation and feedbacks that I already established over the years of selling. So you would be coming in as a new eBay seller, and you'd have very little feedback to get your feet wet, that they would maybe overlook you until you got more feedbacks of positive. So, it would take a little bit. That's why I said if you consider doing it, you would have to start in brand new eBay account, start getting your feet wet, see if it's for you, and start getting that seller status built up with feedbacks, positive feedback from selling. And you're in a pool of a lot of people that already had established themselves on eBay, which makes you like a small fish in the sea, like my channel, a small fish in the sea compared to Leonhardt and all these other bigger channels. But we speak volumes in words and knowledge on this channel that hopefully you gain a lot from and able to work with to build your collections and your portfolios for investing. And should you decide to go full-time into selling, then this is another footstool in the stepping stone to help you reach that goal. All right? Because nothing is unobtainable. You can achieve anything. Like I said, if you believe it, if you dream it, you can achieve it. And that's true talk. All right? So without further ado, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share out this video, check out those other YouTube channels, and make sure you subscribe up to them and click the bell all. That means hit that bell for all videos, including all of these guys and Eva's Binder, so you'll know when they are doing a video, and you'll be able to go on there and see the newest content. If not, go back and check out some of their previous videos, guys, because there's a lot of awesome videos here on those channels, as well as my own. So check out some of those videos, as well as their newest videos out, and make sure you let them know that, hey, Pokemart TCG sent you over there. All right? And do the same. Share my video out, guys. If you have a social media, helps this video get out on the algorithm, and helps this video to do well. All right, so without further ado, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, guys, remember to get out there, catch them all, and have what? Have a ball. I'll see all of y'all in my next video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks a lot for your support, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.